Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you know, we're doing this quick videos about like the topics that have potential coming in your IGCSE paper 4 and O-level maths paper 2. In this video, we're going to focus on kinematics. So I'm going to quickly explain to you the things you need to know for kinematics and how you need to apply those topics on exam questions. So for kinematics, firstly, we talk about speed, distance, and time. So if you have a distance time graph, let's sketch that. So let's say this is our this is your distance time graph, let's say, okay? So on the y-axis, you'll have your distance. On the x-axis, you'll have your time. So whenever your distance time graph has a straight horizontal line, that means no distance is being covered because it's constant, which means over here, the object is at rest. Once again, common sense. If no distance is being covered, that means the object is not moving. If the object is not moving, that means it is at rest. So rest, constant distance. As you can see, there's a declining slope over, which means it is returning to start position. So this point over here is return to start position. Next thing you need to know is that the slope of a distance time graph gives us the speed. So whenever they're asking you to find the speed of a distance time graph, you will just look at the slope. When it says average speed, then you have to find the total distance and divide it by the total time. That is a separate thing. But if it's just saying speed from like, this duration from like, for example, they're saying find the speed from this point to this point. So then you just find the slope of this part. That is it. That will give the speed. But for average speed, it's total distance divided by total time. That is a different concept. So for a distance time graph, if the slope is positive, that means your speed is increasing steadily. If the slope is negative, obviously it's decreasing, which means it's coming to rest at some point. If it's constant, then it means that there's no movement, it's at rest. So this is how you interpret your distance time graph. Now moving on to the speed time graph. For a speed time graph, again, let's draw our sketch. Let's say this is a speed time graph. So obviously y-axis is going to be speed. X-axis is going to be time. So over here, your speed is increasing steadily, which means this is showing that increase in speed. Over here, there's a horizontal straight line, which means the speed is constant. And over here, it's showing a decrease in slope, which means speed is decreasing. Now for the slope of a speed time graph, slope gives us acceleration. So if we look at our graph, in the first part over here, it's accelerating because the speed is increasing. And in the third part, since the speed is decreasing, that means we have deceleration happening. So for the first part over here, this will have positive slope because there's acceleration happening. And for deceleration, we'll have negative slope because obviously there's a decrease in speed. So your slope of a speed time graph gives you acceleration, and for the distance in a speed time graph, it's going to be area under the graph. area under the graph will always give us the distance in a speed time graph. So this will be your distance. You will see what the shape is of the graph. As you can see over here, we have a trapezium. So you can use the formula for the area of a trapezium to figure out what the distance is going to be. So for someone who doesn't know the formula, area would be 1/2 times height times sum of parallel sides. A and B are parallel sides. So we can say this is A, this is B, and this vertical height over here, this is your height. So in a speed time graph, we always use the trapezium formula because they always give a trapezium in most cases. Either you can use the trapezium formula to find the area under the graph, that would be your distance, or you can just split it into 2 triangles and 1 rectangle, that's also fine. For this, you would need to know the triangle formula of the area, which is half times base times height. So this is the trapezium one. And you want to use the triangle one. That's half times base times height. You can do it either way. But these are the standard type of like things that they can test you on in kinematics. So once again, distances giving you only speed. The slope will give you speed. If it's a straight horizontal line, it's at rest. For a speed time graph, if it's a straight horizontal line, it's constant speed. If it's an increasing slope, that's acceleration. Decreasing slope is deceleration. Area under the graph is your distance. And once again, if they want you to find the average speed, it's going to be total distance divided by total time. Then we will not use the area under the graph thing. We will just do total distance divided by total time. That is fixed for average speed, no matter what the graph is, whether it's speed time graph or distance time graph, average speed will be calculated like that. So this is all you need to know for kinematics. If you have any questions or confusions, please leave a comment below and I'll help you out. If you want to practice questions for this topic and go through this in detail, you can access the link above. I've made a separate video on that and discussed the topic using past paper questions as well. Do check out my predicted papers as well. And if you still have any confusions, leave a comment below and I'll help you out.